Skateboarding when I was 6. I had a little green skateboard and it looked kind of like this one. It didn't have this, and this isn't really even a skateboard. It's just a board. But it did have this color, and it was a Santa Cruz board. So I learned how to ollie when I was 7 years old. My dad, he took, I'm not sure what skateboard it was, but he had a really nice skateboard, and he, went off this intersection and just rolled by, and I saw him pop an ollie, and I'm like, what'd you just do? And I was all startled, like I've never seen an ollie before. And he's like, I just did an ollie. And I'm like, can you teach me how to do that? And then he went in the rocks and he actually did it pretty high. Nowadays he doesn't really do it that high. He's like, me either. But so I tried it and I kept on tic-tacking. I got frustrated, mad. But till I went to the road, I put my foot farther. Then I started getting it into the air, but I couldn't land it. So once I actually landed it, when I was 8, it took a year to learn an ollie. And then I told my dad, Dad, I learned an ollie. And then he came out. I didn't do it first try, but then he started videotaping. And then, boom, popped a high ollie, really high ollie, about that high. So I have this cameraman who is filming me right now. His name is Doug Mobley, and he's been filming me for about the whole time I've been in these apartments. And I've been doing kickflips, ollies, pop shove-its, all these really cool tricks, runs. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see them, all these runs, and those are all filmed by Doug Mobley.
Wait.
So since Doug Mobley has been videotaping me while I was skateboarding, it's actually made me confident in doing tricks. So he's like, you could do this, Jack, and I believe in myself. Yesterday I tried to ollie a tire, but I couldn't do it. But maybe if I'm lucky, I will videotape that and I'll ollie the tire. And Doug Mobley has been encouraging me to do skateboarding tricks, and I've been encouraging him too. He actually learned kickflips. And yeah, it's been really good skateboarding with Doug Mobley and me. So some of you might be asking, when did you learn kickflips? So I learned kickflips when I was about 10. I started doing them in the rocks. I couldn't do them on the street. I kept doing this, stepping off, and then I didn't even land it one foot. But then I started going in the rocks. Doing maybe even I started doing double kickflips maybe, but I didn't land them. And I did a kickflip, and I was really excited. And once I was rolling in on this concrete, street right here, and then below it was rocks, I did a kickflip into the rocks. And I was like, oh! And that's when I learned kickflips. So, I grew up in Glendale. That's where I was born. I was born in in Glendale, the hospital over there I was born. And it was a pretty cool place over there. And yeah, that's where I grew up. So, when I started, a few years after I started skateboarding, I wasn't that good. I lived in this motel, which was where I learned the kickflips. And I met this kid named Trey. I was playing a game of skate with my dad, and I saw Trey, he was just playing with his friends, and my dad said, hey, you could ask that kid if he wants to play game skate. I was too shy, I'm like, no, and then he went to ask him, hey, kid, do you skate? And he was like, yeah, I could do pop shove-its, kickflips and stuff. He wasn't able to do kickflips yet, though, but he was able to flip the board. I did learn kickflips before him, but he still is pretty good at dropping in and doing cool tricks. So, that's when I started learning all the tricks with Trey. He taught me how to do really high ollies, which is what I do now. He taught me how to get the board to flip like a kickflip, was when I started kickflipping. He taught me how to do pop shove-its. Well, that I kind of learned on my own. Like, I saw him do one, but then he didn't teach me. I just started shoving it and then landing one foot. Then I started getting the hang of it and then landing it. And yeah, basically a lot of tricks I've learned was like from Trey. Like everything I've learned. The person who helped me learn those is Trey. Go.
I started skateboarding around, I think I was about 6. And I really just started off like on the board in my house, just playing around because my dad always bought me skateboards. But it wasn't until later that I actually learned how to do everything. I learned how to ollie when I was, 8. But a year later after that, I could ollie so high, it was pretty crazy. Like, I could ollie 1.5 feet off the ground when I was 9. And I was just ollieing everything like I couldn't stop. And it was really fun. And I could still ollie pretty high. So, I started filming Jack when my buddy Aron actually started skating with him, and I was like, oh, hey Jack, and we actually got to know each other, started skating together, and then we just came up with the idea one day, let's start making skate videos. He showed me he had a YouTube channel, and then I just started getting better and better at filming, and then, I've been filming him for about 2 months now, so yeah.
Go.
So, being a cameraman for Jack, really, it's not that bad. It's actually really fun because we'll either be like out at the car shop, or the card shop, either one, or it's not even about like who gets to skate more, who does anything more. It's just about the friendship and the bond that we both have so that we can get up every morning, go out after school and skate and have the energy to do that every single day. So, the gap in the tire video, I mean, I did it before I even broke my arm, but when I ollied the gap first, I tried it and then I knew I could do it, and then that encouraged Jack to do it. Aron wouldn't do it, but we both did it, and then we went from the other side and did the other gap. About 20 minutes after that, we saw everybody was going from the car shop, and we saw a whole bunch of tires laying out there. So, grabbed the smallest one and laid it out there, and I just rolled up real fast, and I did it like second try. Everybody couldn't even believe it.
So, when I was little, I used to just chill, and when I saw spots that looked like, whoa, that'd be a good spot to skate, I thought of it just as a staircase or handrail or ledge. Like, whoa, that doesn't matter. I don't need to ollie that because I wasn't good enough and I didn't really start skating. Nowadays, when I'm riding in the car, I see a skate park or skate spot, I really want to like skate there and do tricks. That's why whenever I walk out here with my dad or with Doug, I see a spot, I'm like, well, I should ollie that or do a trick over it. Just like the gap over here, me and Doug ollied. It's on my YouTube channel. I saw that. I'm like, whoa. I wonder if I could ollie that. And yeah, nowadays it's like everything turns into a skate park. So, you guys probably saw when we were in the canal video, we were over there doing that little ledge thing as a ramp, and then there was a ledge up there. We were trying to reach it. Doug was the one who actually went and rolled up it and actually started going back down. So I tried it and then I did it. But then later on, about like minutes into the video, he was recording and then I tried going really far up there and riding back down fakie, and then I fell and I cut myself with some glass. And you probably saw that, or not. It was on my pointing finger, and it hurt pretty bad, but it healed, and yeah, it was really fun skating the canal. So, when I started skateboarding, I used to get up like every morning on the weekends. Every day I got home from school, I used to go skateboarding because I actually got into it. The same nowadays. I get home from school, wake up in the morning on a weekend, and I get my friend Doug, we go skating. Sadly, Doug cannot skate till his cast is off and his broken arm is healed, and then we can start like skating again, like doing really serious gaps and stuff. Yeah, so every day usually, I don't think I could go a day without skating unless I got really hurt or I'm like at a party, or other than that, I can't go a day without skateboarding. And it's like I have a habit of skateboarding, practicing tricks, and doing what I like to do. So, I met my friend Doug when I first moved here. I had my friend Joseph, I had a Ron, and usually me and Joseph used to go skating at this basketball court. Then I saw Doug walk by and I did a varial kickflip and he was like, whoa, that was nice. And I didn't know him that well. I don't think I even knew him. I thought it was just Joseph's friend. And then I got back to skating. Then I started seeing him and he'd walk by and he'd give me high fives and stuff. Then I was skating with a Ron, and then he came up and he said, hey, you want to play a game of skating? I said, sure. We started playing it right out front of my apartment, and then we went over by the card shop, and I think the car shop too. Yeah, we started getting a habit of filming skating. We film each other sometimes, we skate. And yeah, that's when I met Doug and we started skating a lot and filming.
I met Jack around a couple months ago when he was skating in the grass actually with some of his friends, and I was videotaping him and I was making GIFs out of like his kickflips, his varial kickflips, his impossibles, his nollies, all that good stuff. And I've always loved skateboarding. I've always been a skater kid, but I took like time off so I would stop getting hurt so I could actually work and make money, but obviously that didn't do me any good because I always loved skateboarding. So, and Jack really influenced that in a great way.
So here is our logo for Our Town Skateboards. We made this up. Yeah, it goes pretty good with our skating team. And yeah, we're gonna get an interview of that right here.
So, it was a November Eve. No, just kidding. So, it was a weekend. I was staying over at Jack's house, and my mom came to the door. She was screaming at me, man, and because my grandpa was over. So I go over to my house, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Doug," and I was telling him about the videos. He gives me $20, and he's like, yeah, we're going to get you guys sponsored. I was like, wow. And he was like, all right, you guys need a team name. So me and Jack went inside, and he put me on the spot, and it just came to me. I just said, Our Town. My drawing really sucked, but when he drew it, it's actually pretty dope. And when we went to the skate park that day, that is the day I broke my arm, but we got new skate wax, new hardware, new riser pads. It was really great. But Our Town really sums up our relationship to skateboarding, because we skate our town, and that's what the logo says, because it's a sun with a skateboard shaped like a slope, because we live in the sunny slope.
Thank you for watching this interview of me and my friend Doug skating life so far. Thank you.